All right, y'all. So welcome to the pumpkin video tutorial series part 3. And in the last video, we generated UV maps for the pumpkin, and we also exported it out. And then we imported it back into Maya to double check the UV issue that we had in class. Usually you won't have to do that extra step, but for some reason in class today that was an issue. So I had included that Maya re-export step just to make sure that everything is working properly. So in this video, I'll show how to set everything up in Substance Painter to start painting. So before we do that, let's in ZBrush, let's again make a duplicate of your high-res pumpkin. So let's make a duplicate, and again, it'll say duplicate, and it'll say pumpkin 2. Oh, sorry, pumpkin 1 here. And I'll rename it to pumpkin, and for this one, I'll name it underscore high. That's not how you spell high res. Enter. And what I want to do is I want to decimate this pumpkin, and to do that, I am going to go to Z plugin, decimation master, and click on pre-process current. And you'll see here the little progress bar means ZBrush is thinking, so let it run its course. And for some of you, this might be faster or slower than others. So, all right, so it's done in 16.9 seconds, super fast. And now I can go back to Z plugin. Under Decimation Master, we already did our pre-process current, so now let's just click on Decimate Current. All right, so that is decimated, and what that did is it lowers the poly count drastically. So you have 1.2 mil here, and you have 247,000 here, so super low. And this is our true low poly mesh one, which is at 3,600 active points. All right, so now with our newly decimated mesh selected, go up to export, make sure it is in FBX, and select a location where you will remember. Pumpkin high res is fine. Click save. Again, it will pop up this FBX menu, and again, make sure that it's instead of all, it is selected. Otherwise, you shouldn't have to do anything else. And then click OK. It will take a bit longer to export, so please have some patience. All right, looks like it's done exporting for me. So now that's done. Let's jump over to Substance Painter. So let me close out Discord here. Sorry. All right, so in Substance Painter 3D, once you open it up, it should look somewhat like this. And to start a new Substance Painter project, click on File and click on New. Okay? And by default, this should be something like one of these things or something. Let's scroll down on this menu here, open it up, and select Unreal Engine 4 as the template. And then where it says File here, click Select. And I'm going to go to where I have my remesh pumpkin that we exported out from before. Not the high-res one, the remesh one, okay? Double click on that to load it up. And by default, this auto unwrap button is checked, so make sure you uncheck that. And everything else should be good to go. So click OK. And we'll see here we have our little pumpkin. And this window is the name of our pumpkin material. So everything's good. The next thing we want to do is import our color map, like this painting job that we did for our pumpkin, right? And we want to import that into here. And to do that, let's go back to File and go down to Import Resources and click on Add Resources. And in your folder, wherever you save out your FBX, and when you load it into Maya, it should have created a pumpkin underscore remesh underscore 1.fbm here. Double click on that. you'll see that's where your texture lives. And it says pumpkin remesh 1 txtr for texture. And it's a target file. So click on that, click open. And where it says undefined here, select texture. Down here, click on current session and hit import. Should see your texture imported here. Okay, now we have to put that texture onto this pumpkin. And to do that, click on layers, here, texture settings, layers, and then click on this little bucket icon, and that's adding a fill layer. Click that, and it should create a fill layer. And you can double click it to name it to, I'm going to name it base color, like so. And then if you scroll down where in the properties menu, scroll to where it says material, click on each one to deselect them, and you'll see it kind of takes out these little tab here, and if you click one, it pops it back up, and if you click it again, it'll go away. So by default, everything is selected, so you can click to unselect them. Or the quick way is if you hold down Alt and click on just one of them, you will see all the others are unselected, right? So click that, only roughness, and so on. So in this case, I only want the color channel to be activated. So I'll hold down Alt and click on color. So that way only color is activated. So with color activated, I'm going to go over here down to texture and navigate to where my pumpkin texture is. I'm going to click and drag and drop it into where it says base color and let go. And we should see our pumpkin texture pops up like that. Now that's good and all, and we have our color, but we are still missing our these sort of bumps in our pumpkin, right? So we can get those bumps back by doing a bake. So let's go to texture settings and scroll down to where it says bake mesh maps. Click on that, and depends on the version of Substance Painter you're running, your window might look a little bit different, but the principle is more or less the same. So for output size, here, let's click and the drop-down menu and put it at 4K. For high definition meshes, click on this little note page icon and loads up the model that we decimated and exported. So in this case, I name it high res, so I know that's the one. Click open. Okay. And once you do, you'll see that this type of cage tricolor situation presents itself. And the kind of color I'm really concerned myself with is the red color here, because red means it's not matching perfectly. And to fix this issue, scroll down to where it says max frontal distance, or I guess in this case I don't have to scroll, but for some of you're running a different version of Substance Painter, you might have to scroll down, but for me it's right here. So where it says max frontal distance, I'm going to click on that value, and I'm going to type in 0.03, enter. Oh, sorry, not 0.03, that's 0.03, yep, like that. Okay, and you'll see that it kind of expands its shell out a little bit. And just going to scroll around here, make sure everything's good. All right, and once you type in that 0.03, I'm going to over here and uncheck ID map, because that is a map that we don't need for this instance. So once everything's done, so again, output to 4K, high definition meshes loads up your decimated mesh, and max frontal distance, setting it to 0.03, and uncheck ID. Okay. Once all that's done, I'm going to click on Bake Selected Texture, and you'll see does its thing. Okay, so click on Return to Painting Mode, and let's check for errors. So it did a fairly good job. I can see here that there's like this weird line here. And so remember when we did the max frontal distance here? So that is the peak, the outward definition of the pumpkin. And these kind of creases, that is the rear distance. Okay, so in order to fix kind of those hard lines that I saw, kind of the weird hard lines here, I can increase the max rear distance in addition to the max frontal distance. So max frontal distance at 0.03, so I'm going to increase max rear distance to 0.03 as well, and hit Bake Selected Texture again. And let the bake do its thing. All right, once it's done, click Return to Painting Mode, and you see that hard line is gone. So, and now you can see that in addition to the color map, you're also having these kind of bumpy detail on your pumpkin. All right, and that is it for how to set up your Substance Painter project for the pumpkin. And next class, we'll start painting this bad boy. All right, thank you, and I will see y'all next class.